Pathognomonic joints involvement in the different rheumatological disorders that are very hot topic for the exam, my dear. In rheumatoid arthritis, we already learned the symmetrical polyarthritis of the small joints of the hands, but the small joints, most typically the MCPs, my dear. In contrast to the rheumatoid arthritis, a seropositive disease, the ankylosing spondylitis is a seronegative disease, my dear. The gout is the first MTP, yes, first metatarsophalangeal joints. Yes, my dear doctor, I'd like to discuss a very important things, my dear. And one of the important SS box in this board that will be really helpful, my dear, for your exam. So, my dear, listen very carefully. I would like to discuss the pathognomonic joints involvement in the different rheumatological disorders that are very hot topic for the exam, my dear. Let me start onto the board, my dear. So, yes, my dear, on the left hand side, that yes, you need to write down. This is very much important that we need to write down the box, my dear, SS box once again. On the left hand side, we need to write down the diseases. On the right hand side, we need to write down pathognomonic. Yes, pathognomonic joints involvement. Means which joints are involved, knowing the facts so that you can make your diagnosis. Very simple and very important. Yes, my dear. Pathognomonic joints involvement. So very hot topic for the exam, my dear. Yes. Pathognomonic joints involvements. So let me start with the very important disease, that is rheumatoid arthritis. So yes, you can write down the rheumatoid arthritis. In rheumatoid arthritis, we already learned the symmetrical polyarthritis of the small joints of the hands, but the small joints, most typically the MCPs, my dear. So we need to write down MCPs, means the metacarpophalangeal joints, and PIPs, my dear, means the proximal interphalangeal joints, not the distal interphalangeal joints, my dear, means the dips. So the metacarpophalangeal joints and PIPs, and later on, maybe the wrist joint, my dear. So this is one of the important things, my dear, that you need to remember. So pathognomonic joints involvements are the MCPs and the PIPs, and then the wrist, my dear. Now we would love to write down another disease. So we can write down the rheumatoid arthritis. And next one is, yes, ankylosing spondylitis. In contrast to the rheumatoid arthritis, a seropositive disease, the ankylosing spondylitis is a seronegative disease, my dear. Rheumatoid arthritis is the appendicular joints involvement, especially. Appendicular means that we have the two upper limbs and the two lower limbs. So these are appendicals, my dear, of our body. In contrast, we have a trunk, we have the axial joints. So A for ankylosing spondylitis, A for axial joint involvements, my dear. So yes, the ankylosing spondylitis, the pathognomonic joints involvement is nothing but the A for, we can write down the axial joints involvement. The axial joints are nothing but, yes, my dear, you say the ankylosing spondylitis, so definitely the spine joints, but the most important joints, the SI joints, yes, sacroiliac joints, plus spine, my dear, is the axial joints. So this is the most important thing that we need to learn. Similarly, yes, the ankylosing spondylitis, my dear. So A for ankylosing spondylitis, A for axial joints involvements, my dear. Now we'd love to write down gout, my dear. So the gout, typical joints involvement, if I'm writing, This is nothing but the first MTP, my dear, means the metatarsophalangeal joints, the gout, my dear. Yes? Gout, my dear. First MTP. In contrast to the shear gout, yes, my dear, usually the large joints, yes, we can write down the large joints, but especially a single joints that we need to know, the knee joints, my dear. Yes. So the gout is the first MTP, and the shear gout is the large joints, the knee joints, my dear. Next, we can write down, that is the osteoarthritis, my dear. If you write down the osteoarthritis, yes, osteoarthritis joints are, so many joints are involved, but we need to know, my dear, very important, that is the dips, my dear. Distal interphalangeal joints. And sometimes the base of the thumb, and also some weight-bearing joints like the knee joints, yes, other joints as well. But yes, we need to know these joints very well. And here, yes, the dips, my dear. So these are the pathognomonic joints involvement, my dear. Very important box for the exam that you must know. If you know them very well, you'll do the best, my dear. So I'd like to get down once again. This is very much important. Rheumatoid arthritis, if I'm saying the disease and pathognomonic joints involvement. Yes, of course, the rheumatoid arthritis, the single joints that you need to know, the MCPs, my dear, but that should be symmetrical. If I'm writing a symmetrical involvement. So the MCPs and the PIPs, not the dips. And A for ankylosing spondylitis and A for axial joints involvement. And for the gout is the first MTP, yes, first metatarsophalangeal joints. And for the shear gout, that is the knee joints, the single joints, and osteoarthritis is the dips joints, my dear. So yes, my dear. So this is very important that I'm saying once again. I'm revising once again the rheumatoid arthritis. Once again, the MCPs, ankylosing spondylitis, axial joints, gout, first MTP, shear gout, knee joints, osteoarthritis, and dips, my dear. So once again, rheumatoid arthritis, MCPs, my dear, metacarpophalangeal joints. So the rheumatoid arthritis, MCPs, ankylosing spondylitis, axial joints, and next the gout is once again the first MTPs, yes, my dear, first metatarsophalangeal joints, and next the shear gout is the knee joint, you need to remember, and next getting down, the osteoarthritis is the dips, my dear, you need to remember. I hope that, my dear, knowing the facts, you will do the best. Thank you very much.